Thanks for checking out the PsycHope Self-Help podcast, now on YouTube. Our podcast launched on most major podcast directories back in December of 2022. And as of December 2023, we're making our episodes available for all the lovely people who prefer listening to podcasts on YouTube. There may be times when the dates don't match up, so thank you in advance for your understanding. Please refer to the video description for links to any resources discussed during the show. We'll be sure to point you in the right direction. Hello and welcome. You're listening to the PsycHope Self-Help podcast, a space for women where psychology illuminates paths to healing, hope, and personal growth. I'm Dr. Jennifer McManus, a clinical psychologist, and I'll be your host. Each episode, we'll explore a different way to use psychology to enhance emotional wellness. Hope you enjoy the show. Hey, thanks for pressing play on episode 3. It's great to have you here. If you listened to the last episode, you'll know we really got into the mental health challenges and complexities experienced by women. We also touched upon systems change and mindset shifts that can help prioritize the emotional well-being of women. On this episode, I'm going to share an overview of some practices that can really set you up for success on your healing journey. We're going to get into daily commitments that individual women can make towards prioritizing their own emotional well-being. Practical steps taken each day can have a serious impact on our mental health and emotional wellness. Doing things like making sure we're getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, and eating nutritious foods are what I like to call some of the basic building blocks to improving mood and regulating difficult emotions when they do occur. Engaging in physical exercise can also help improve mood. Remember, physical health and mental health are interconnected and influence each other. Finding ways to be fully present in the current moment is another way to prioritize your own emotional well-being. This tip is all about the practice of mindfulness, which involves bringing one's attention to the present moment in a wholehearted and non-judgmental fashion. This ancient practice has been shown through scientific research to reduce stress, improve mood, enhance overall well-being, increase mental focus, and lead to greater relationship satisfaction. Pretty cool, huh? Many people may associate the practice of mindfulness with meditation, but there are plenty of other ways to practice mindfulness too. For example, totally immersing oneself into the experience of listening to music is an opportunity to be mindfully present in the current moment. Another way to practice mindfulness that does not involve meditating is spending time in nature. So try this sometime, not when you're driving, but try being fully present in the current moment by experiencing the natural world around you by engaging as many of the 5 senses as possible. For example, consider how you can engage all your 5 senses when taking a walk on the beach. You can see the horizon where the ocean meets the sky. You can hear the crashing of the ocean waves. Feel the ocean breeze on your skin. Smell the salty air. And maybe even catch a taste of that ocean mist. Spending time in nature is also an opportunity to enjoy the sunshine and get some vitamin D, which is linked to helpful mood regulation. It's important to remember that human behavior is complex. Even with daily commitments towards prioritizing one's mental health, issues can still develop. That's why I also want to share the tip of seeking professional care as soon as possible if concerns about your own mental health should arise. Our primary care providers are typically the first point of contact when we have a health concern. And it makes sense to see a primary care provider when mental health concerns first arise, because some of the symptoms that look like a mental health condition may actually be caused by an underlying physical health problem. For example, untreated hypothyroidism can mimic depression. The treatments for depression and hypothyroidism are completely different, though. It's also perfectly fine to start out seeking treatment for mental health concerns with a relevant specialist such as a psychologist, psychiatrist, or counselor. In order to accurately diagnose a mental health condition, these professionals will need to rule out physical causes for the mental health concerns one is experiencing. Depending on the timing of mental health symptoms and one's last physical, mental health professionals may recommend a visit with one's primary care provider to go alongside mental health treatment. This is where that holistic, collaborative care you've been hearing me talk about comes in. So I hope I have inspired you with this introduction to some of the ways you can prioritize your emotional well-being. Remember, this episode was just an overview. We'll be dedicating entire episodes to some of these tips, like mindfulness, sleep, and the mental health benefits of exercise. So be sure to follow this podcast wherever you may be listening to catch these future episodes. Thanks for tuning in. The information shared on the PsycHope Self-Help podcast is done so with the understanding that it does not constitute professional help, nor is it a substitute for professional help. If you think you might benefit from more than self-help, there are resources listed in the show notes.